Good morning. I don't think my contacts are going to reach there. I might have to hold this up. There was once a Latin man who went to his first American football game. He couldn't really see what was going on, so he climbed the flagpole to get a better view. After the game, a friend asked him about his experience. He said, "It was amazing. At the beginning of the game, everyone was so kind. They all turned, looked up at me, and asked, 'Jose, can you see?' Now, this little story could also be a parable. Jose was obviously a short person, so he climbed higher. Maybe his higher consciousness? To get a better view and understanding. In his higher state of consciousness, he found a kind world, even if the words the crowd sang were misunderstood. Jose was grounded in his higher place. This morning, we're going to be going through the order of service, our Sunday services. Maybe some of you have never seen it before. It allows those of us who do use it to be in the ebb and flow of the service. More specifically, the words we repeat and sing. As we go through this, I'd like you to think about how you feel when you say and sing these words. The help I received and the references I used in writing this talk is from Reverend Debris, The Power Within You and Spiritual Economics by Eric Butterworth, The Revealing Word by Charles Fillmore, the co-founder of Unity, of course, the Internet, and of course the Bible. Our mission statement. Our mission statement says, Unity of the Keys is a spiritual community celebrating our oneness with God. Yes, we're a spiritual community. Yes, we celebrate every Sunday our oneness with God. The vision statement. We see humanity awake to its divinity, fully experiencing love, peace, and abundance. Do we really see humanity experiencing all of these things? Is that what we really see happening? Then we come to our namaste time. Our namaste time is when we actually get to stand, salute each other, and salute the divinity in each other. Have you ever had a friend say, "I remember when you said, 'Gee, your hair's pretty'." I've never forgotten that. Or maybe they said, "Wow, you really looked terrific the other night." I've never forgotten that. Did you even remember saying it? We never know how much impact the words that we use will have on others. How much meaning was behind the word. Have you ever said that to a friend and they didn't remember? It's happened to me. When they said, "Oh, Nancy," it's like, wow, I don't remember that. But obviously I made an impact on that person. And I'm glad they were good words. Have we ever said something that we wish we could take back? Yeah, me too. Our statement of being. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God, the good, omnipotent. This is, as you can see, with a capital B for being. Being is God, the mind of the universe. One presence and one power from the Revealing Word says, God, Spirit, is the only presence in the universe and is the only power. He is in, through, and around all creation as its life and sustaining power. So when we say, I'll be there in a minute, or I'll look forward to being with you, what are we actually saying? I'll be there in a minute. Am I bringing my consciousness with me? I'm looking forward to being with you. I'm looking forward to being with you. So many words we just say as rote. We don't even think about what we're saying. But what I'm asking is to think about what we say. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. It's obvious by now that this lesson is about what we mean and meaning what we say. What we is about saying what we mean and meaning what we say. Let the words we speak ring true to us, to put feeling behind them. Understand what we're saying. Our words are the outpouring of our consciousness. How many years have we been watching the news? It's been a long time for me. It got worse the older I got because of the growing connection we have with the world. Watching and listening to negative things have only programmed our consciousness to act, respond, and believe negatively. We've been programming our own brains. The repetition of negative influences have created it's natural. When you're programming your brain, it just comes naturally. Natural, negative thoughts, words, and responses to what we hear and say. It has had a definite impact on our consciousness. A friend of mine said, well, when I was younger and I was raising my kids, I really didn't pay attention to the news that much, and, it didn't really bother me that much, but the news was still on. She could still hear it. It was the 5 o'clock news and the 10 o'clock news, and it was still there, even though she was taking care of her children. And I get that, but my point is whether you're actually really paying attention to it, or if it's just something in the background, it still is going into our consciousness. And once our consciousness is infiltrated with all of these negative thoughts and ideas, it's stuck. So what would it have been like if we programmed our brains differently? We would all have had a different experience in our world. And remembering this, all of the people that we're in contact, I'm talking about me, but all the people that we are in contact with, they are also being impacted by this. So we never know when something triggers something that makes them become negative to where it comes out wrong, or maybe they said something they didn't want to say. Once we program our brains positively, we react differently to the issues around us. I know that the words I speak are important. How I speak them and what I speak affects how I feel and why. Now we've come to the lesson. I used to call it a message. just thank you for your message today. It was wonderful. And then I thought, Reverend Debris has lesson. So I looked up the definition of lesson and message. The definition of message is a verbal, written, or recorded communication sent to or left for someone. The definition of lesson is a period of learning or teaching. So we are being taught every Sunday. And this is the lesson within the lesson today.
You've got to accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, latch on to the affirmative, and don't mess with Mr. In Between. You gotta spread joy up to the maximum, bring gloom down to the minimum. Have faith or pandemonium's liable to walk upon the scene.
To illustrate my last remark, Jonah in the whale and Noah in the ark, what did they do when everything seemed so dark? Man, they said you gotta
accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, latch on to the affirmative, don't mess with Mr. In Between. You gotta accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, latch on to the affirmative, don't mess with Mr. In Between.
I was actually reminded of that song in one of Eric Butterworth's books. I thought, oh man, how appropriate. So David and I just had to do it. Now we've come to our offering time in the service. Obviously, I'm skipping a lot of things through the order of service, but these are the things that we repeat and affirm every week. So again, are we affirming them or are we just saying them rote? So the offering says, divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Now, it's so easy during service. It's like, okay, now the offering. It's like, so we say this, and it's like, it just comes out of your mouth because you've got it memorized by now. You've been here forever. And do we really believe that divine love is flowing through me? Wow. I mean, that's pretty flippin' awesome. Divine love is flowing through me. It blesses and multiplies everything, all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, even after I've given it, and all that I receive. God, love is flowing through us. In belief, we know we are blessed. And only in faith and belief do we grasp the abundance of our life. We then move on to our tithing. Give, and it shall be given unto you. That's from Luke chapter 6, verse 38. This is divine law, and it will not fail. As we give, we shall receive. Our tithe and offering consecration. A consecration is the dedication of one's everyday thought to God. A complete surrender of oneself to God. That's what consecration means. And this is what we say every week. I trust in God. Amen. our children's song. Thank you, Janet. It says, "We are walking as the light." So, are we singing it to the children? We're using the word we. We don't say you. Or are we actually singing it to ourselves and the children? Because we are children of God. So when we sing this song, remember that you're also singing it to yourself. We are all children of light. Our blessing. We bless you. We see you loved, guided, and protected by God's presence. I see all of you loved, guided, and protected by God's presence too. This brings us back to the title of my lesson today. Let it begin with me. We can change our world one thought and one word at a time through our Christ consciousness. Reverend Debris said a couple weeks ago in one of her talks, she said, even annoyance in our mind about something, a thought that might become a word, disturbs the peace surrounding us, and it has a ripple effect into the universe. The practice that I'm using, and I remember most of the time, not all the time, but I'm trying, is to stay the unwanted thoughts as soon as we realize that they're happening. Delete, delete, delete. Let peace begin with me. Let me be peace. I am peace. And at the very end of service, the prayer of protection. James Dillett Freeman, incredible mind he had. He wrote this initially for the Silent Unity prayer people, and then it was extended and sent to the soldiers in World War II. In 1969, Buzz Aldrin actually carried a copy of the prayer of protection to the first landing on the moon. I found a longer version I'd never seen before, so excuse me while I read this. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. The mind of God guides me. The life of God flows through me. The laws of God direct me. The power of God abides within me. The joy of God uplifts me. The strength of God renews me. The beauty of God inspires me. Wherever I am, God is. Isn't it beautiful? I'd never heard it either. I love it. Maybe we should do that every Sunday. We, as you know, use the shortened version. As we say this prayer at the end of service today, see how it feels for you. We will do a longer version of that today, but not this long. It's something that people carry with them in their wallets, Buzz Aldrin didn't even know who James Tillett Freeman was or what unity was. He just found it and took it with him for protection. Always remember that our words are the outpouring of our consciousness, our Christ consciousness. We can, when we find ourselves annoyed, we can stop, delete, and start over. Our affirmation for this week: I am a light in the world. Amen.